What is going on, everybody? Hopefully, you guys are enjoying your day. Today is Thursday, and ooh, man, it was a crazy day for me. That's for sure. Good day. I've been fasting all day, like always, and I have not eaten dinner yet. But I was able to stop by Barnes and Nobles and got a few things for my daughter. Um, got her "Oh, the Places You'll Go" by Dr. Seuss. I always read that book when I was a kid, and it always reminded me that I could be whatever I wanted to be in life. I can just keep going, keep going. Life has up and downs, but don't let it get to you. And um, so hopefully she gets that. She's gonna enjoy it. And ended up meeting with my buddy. We did some Bible study. He's also my minister. He's a missionary, and we just talked about a lot of different things, spiritual warfare, and if you're a Christian and you believe in Jesus and you believe in God and you believe in the Holy Spirit, there's to not believe in demons, strongholds, and how they affect your life. It's just comical to me. It's just comical. It's we look at the crazy man in the cave that Jesus ended up casting out all the demons. What was it, like 1,000 demons or something cast out, and then they begged just to be put into a pig. The pigs went crazy and then just drowned themselves. And then let's see, it's a lot of it, even in Mark as well too. So let's go to Mark. I think it's Mark 10. Man cleansed, yeah. He went into Mark 39, Mark 1:39, right? He went into all of Galilee, preaching in their synagogues and driving out demons. Then a man with leprosy came to him, and on his knees begged him, "If you are willing, you can make me clean." Moved with compassion, Jesus reached out his hand and touched him. "I am willing." And so, and then a son of man of forgiveness and heals even driving out an unclean spirit. So this is Mark 1:21. They went into Capernaum and Capernaum. And right away he entered the synagogue on the Sabbath and began to teach. They were astonished at his teachings, because he was teaching them as one who had authority, and not like the scribes. Just then a man with an unclean spirit was in the synagogue. He cried out, What do you have to do with us, Jesus of Nazareth? Have you come to destroy us? I know you are the Holy One of God." Jesus rebuked him, saying, "Be silent and come out of him." And the unclean spirit threw him into convulsions, shouted with a loud voice, and came out of him. They were all amazed, so they began to ask each other, "What is this? A new teaching with authority? He commands even the unclean spirits, and they obey him." At once the good news about him spread throughout the entire vicinity of Galilee. So, and then this is amazing coffee. It's French vanilla coffee. I don't do creamer. I don't do sugar. I drink it black. So, it's just great. I think that was it, right? Watch. Oh no, we're still in Mark 5. Let's go. Feeding 5,000. Yeah, we're making our way. Making our way downtown. Faces past. Let's see, who is the greatest in his name? Mark 10, third petition, suffering and service, cleansing the temple. All right, so let's see, cleansing the temple. They came to Jerusalem. This is Mark 11:15. They came to Jerusalem, and they went into the temple and began to throw out those buying and selling. He overturned the tables of money changers and the chairs of those selling doves, and he would not permit anyone to carry goods through the temple. He was teaching them, "It is not written, 'My house will be called a house of prayer for all nations'? Or is it not written, 'My house will be called a house of prayer for all nations'? But you have made it a den of thieves." The chief priests and scribes heard it and started looking for a new way to him. and they were afraid of him because the whole crowd was astonished by his teaching. Whenever evening came, they would go out of the city, right? Because buying and selling is just stealing from people. It really is. You mark it up and whatnot, right? That's not what I was thinking of, though. I'm pretty sure it was talking about the studies that come in. I'm pretty sure it was talking about even more demons, right? The first Lord's Supper, Judas' betrayal to Jesus, Jesus of Barabbas. Peter denies his Lord. No. Resurrection morning. No. Okay, so yeah, the resurrection is great. Anyways, so we're on Luke. So, it's just, it talks about demons casting out stuff, right? And then, like I said, is we were just talking about a lot of different things. Now, when I came to God the first time, or actually this time, I shouldn't say the first time, this time, God showed me a lot of things about food. And I'm really happy for that, because what he was teaching me is you are what you eat. Completely. I mean, granted, I was completely overweight, so I'm not saying this is it for everybody. I have a very simple diet either way. I love red meat. And I could live off of just red meat and maybe some potatoes, and pasta is delicious. But I could just literally live off of cow. That's it. That's all I need. Some ground beef, maybe some steaks or whatever. But pig, I've never enjoyed pig other than bacon. And it's funny because even the people at my work, some Muslims have been, it was crazy because I didn't understand this. When I first came and I was searching for the truth, the Muslims that I'm around, I got rid of all of the things in my diet. Granted, I don't really eat bacon, especially for lunch or anything like that. The only time I would ever eat bacon is every once in a while, in the mornings. And there's no one around me to see that, but it's weird because it showed somehow. I think in my behavior or something. But there was one gentleman that told me, "You're doing really, really good. I see that you're following the word." Because the Bible and the Quran they're pretty similar. They differ in the key aspects of what you believe, right? I'm Christian, and I'm never gonna deny Jesus. So, he is the way. But it's funny because the clearer and more attuned to your word that you become, you see demons in other people, right? You see what they're struggling with. You see it. And the longer you practice and, you build up that, for lack of better terms, we call it discernment, right? And this one gentleman just kept telling me, "You're doing really good. Stop eating pork. You should really stop eating pork." And I said, "How do you know I'm eating pork?" He just wouldn't say it. He just wouldn't say nothing. He'd just walk away. He's like, and so, then I got clarification on that later. So, but when I read driving out an unclean spirit, right? Oh no, it wasn't the unclean spirit. A man cleansed. Was it a man cleansed? When he drives out the spirits into the swine, he commands the unclean spirits to obey him. No preaching in Galilee. The first disciples. Let's see, questioning. A question about fasting. Oh, let's see, I fast like every single day, pretty much. The house divided, the 12 apostles ministering to the multitude. Where was it? Parable about growing the seed, mustard seed, parables. Ooh. Demons driven out by Jesus. I think this is it, right? Then the men who tended them ran off. Oh yeah, a large herd of pigs were there feeding on the hillside. The demons begged him, "Send us to the pigs so that way we may enter them." So he gave them permission, and the unclean spirits came out and entered the pigs. The herd of about 2,000 rushed down the steep bank into the sea and drowned there, right? And, you know, what lives in pigs? Parasites, and I think unclean spirits. Is you are what you eat. So for me, I completely believe in demons and evil spirits and stuff like that. And, you know, if we look at pigs, they're disgusting, vile animals. You know, but some of the worst things for us are the best for our flesh, right? Now, if you look at the characteristics of a pig, they don't care about nothing. They don't care about their children. They don't care about their mate. They just destroy everything. You look at like wild boars, right? They're just a menace to everything. They reproduce a whole bunch with whatever. So you know, it's like they don't care. They don't care at all. And you know, it's really easy to see who's eating pork because it comes out in their personalities. It's so hilarious. And then we look at, you know, like other animals, right? Chickens. You know, you see all these people that run, very slender. Granted, I eat a lot of chicken. You know, they're real frail and timid, and for lack of better terms, they're just like little birds, like. So, you know, it's just really easy to spot what people are eating, because it reflects in one, your body, and then two, your personality as well too. You know, it's just it's very interesting, very interesting. But anyways, we did not start with God's promises for the day. We got some stuff to get into. So God's promises, there's multiple, for your every need. New King James Version. Yeah. All right. So. All right. Let him refrain his tongue from evil and his lips from speaking deceit. 1 Peter 3:9-10. Ooh. It's so funny because I really don't like to deceive people. I really don't. I like just being honest, because I'd rather be judged and criticized and this and that just because I'm honest than, you know, trying to live a lie and say, you know, I'm doing this, I'm that, blah, blah, blah. Because I'm cool living alone. I'm cool being by myself. It sucks sometimes. But oh well, there's nothing I can do about it other than what I've always done. Just stay happy, work hard, and, you know, believe in, well, now, thank God, but believe in Jesus. And, you know, it's, we go to the first part. Let him refrain his tongue from evil. I don't like people talking to me really too much. I really don't like talking to people too much either, because there's just so much corruption that comes out of the mouth. So much corruption. You talk to a lady at the counter, right? And, you know, that can lead somewhere. You're either flirting or you're just talking business. And if you're just talking business, there's not much to say. You know, it's like, cool, hey, how much, you know, maybe trying to lift someone's spirits up a little bit, but that's about the extent. Share the gospel. If you can, work God into it. That's what I try to do. But anything else, what are you doing? Are you gonna be best friends with that person, or are you just flirting because, you know, you're visually attracted to that person? To coworkers, it's like, I really don't got too much to say unless we're talking about God. Then, you know, test me, you know, let's see what you know. And, you know, if you stump me, cool, then I'm gonna go back to my Bible and I'm gonna come and read more and then prove myself right. You know, I don't have to prove anyone else, you know, wrong, but prove myself right, because being around a lot of Muslims, it's cool. It's cool because You know, it's I get both sides. I get multiple different aspects of my faith, and it's spiritual warfare a lot sometimes. So it's very interesting. There is such thing as a double-sided tongue for sure. And the more spiritual you become, and you talk to other people that are spiritual, the tongue is very sharp. The tongue is very sharp, because you realize you might think about what you're going to say first, but words originate from the soul. And so they're predetermined based on God, you know, or something else. And so it's very interesting. It's very, very interesting. And I have comfort. I was talking to a coworker, and he's a priest. So, you know, and I'm trying not to talk behind his back, just using this as an example. We were talking about the rapture, or the end of days, right? And he was like, yeah, you know, it's like, you know, it's scary, isn't it? I said, nah. You know, it was scary at first, and then now I just have peace. I just kind of want it to happen like now. So that way I could just be done with this life and quit trying to live a double life, because I don't care. I don't care about my job. I don't care about my apartment. I don't care about a lot of stuff. I enjoy it because I'm still human and I'm still here. So I enjoy the things that I have. But in reality, I don't care. I don't watch TV. I don't watch movies. Music's hard for me to listen to. And then when I listen to Christian music, it just gets repetitive sometimes. So I really don't do that. I just seek out God's word, and I find comfort in that. I have to watch out because I use a lot of YouTube. So some stuff is just, it's like, all right, my mental focus is kind of split between the things that I have to do to earn money, and trying to decipher, is this a false prophet and whatnot. I don't know, but I have fun. I have fun doing that because I like to be tested, break me down, so I can build myself up better through the Word, and it just gives me more ammunition to go into my Bible and learn. So, anyways, 1 Peter 3, 9, 10, right? Let him refrain his tongue from evil, and his lips from speaking deceit. Simple. And it's funny too, is if you come to Christ and you truly do believe, I don't know, I don't understand how people aren't scared that, you know, that you're not doing enough for God. Not that you're earning your salvation, but that this world matters so much that we still go into all the things that we do because it means more than just leaving everything behind. That's where a lot of my stress and worry comes from. It's not work, it's not worry, it's not about things. It's just stress on, am I learning enough? Am I having a close enough relationship to God? And I feel that sometimes I slack on that. I'm not learning as much as I should. So there's that. Anyways, let's move on, because it's already a 20-minute video. Let's read a little bit. Let's read at least a chapter. The ark captured by the Philistines. We're on 1 Samuel 4, right? Chapter 4. The ark captured by, let's see, what markers am I going to use? Let's do pink, green, blue, yellow, just in case. Got some more markers, so there's those. Let's arm our weapons. Alright, we loaded and ready for war. Alright, the ark captured by the Philistines. Israel went out to meet the Philistines in battle and camped at Ebenezer, while the Philistines camped at Aphek. The Philistines lined up in battle formation against Israel, and the battle intensified. Israel was defeated by the Philistines, who struck down about 4,000 men on the battlefield. When the troops returned to the camp, the elders of Israel asked, "Why did the Lord defeat us today before the Philistines? Let's bring the ark of the Lord's covenant from Shiloh. Then it will go with us and save us from our enemies." So the people sent men to Shiloh to bring back the ark of the covenant of the Lord of armies, who is enthroned between the cherubim. Eli's two sons, Hophni and Phinehas, were there with the ark of the covenant of God. When the ark of the covenant of the Lord entered the camp, all the Israelites raised such a loud shout, and the ground shook. The Philistines heard the sound of the war cry and asked, "What is this loud shout in the Hebrews' camp?" When the Philistines discovered that the ark of the Lord had entered the camp, they panicked. "A god has entered their camp," they said. "Woe to us! Nothing like this has happened before. Woe to us! Who will rescue us from this magnificent God? There are the gods that slaughtered the Egyptians with all the kinds of plagues in the wilderness. Show some courage and be men, Philistines. Otherwise, you'll serve the Hebrews just as they served you. Now be men and fight." So the Philistines fought, and Israel was defeated, and each man fled to his tent. The slaughter was severe. 30,000 of the Israelites' foot soldiers fell. The ark of God was captured, and Eli's two sons, Hophni and Phinehas, died. So, let's recap just a little bit. We learned back in Samuel's call, he had prophesied, saw that vision from the Lord, that this would happen, right? So we learned about this already. So this is how it played out. So Israel went out to meet the Philistines in battle. Right. Oh, it says this doesn't bleed over, but it kind of does. All right, Philistines to battle, encamped at Ebenezer, while the Philistines camped at Aphek. The Philistines lined up in battle, in battle formation against Israel. Okay. And as the battle intensified, Israel was defeated by the Philistines. So Israel was defeated by the Philistines. So, okay, so Phinehas and Hophni are Israeli. Let's see. I've never read the Bible before, so this is new to me too. Hopefully you guys are enjoying. Who struck down about 4,000? Let me do a different color. Who struck down about 4,000 men on the battlefield? Let's see, who struck down about 4,000 men on the battlefield? That's crazy. That is a lot. And I am going to double highlight that. Okay, so it's yellow and pink. Awesome sauce. When the troops returned to the camp, the elders of Israel asked, "Why did the Lord defeat us today before the Philistines? Let's bring the ark of the Lord's covenant." Oh, so yeah, Israel. Wait, so Israel. Oh, wow. Okay, so let's bring the ark. Let's bring the ark of the Lord's covenant to Shiloh, from Shiloh. Let's see. Okay, so let's bring the ark from the Lord's covenant of Shiloh. Then it will go with us and save us from our enemies. So the people sent men to Shiloh to bring back the ark of the covenant of the Lord of armies, who is enthroned between the cherubim. See, the cherubim are angels, and angels are scary, and they are not these cute little babies that the Catholics like to depict. They are not. They are powerful and scary. You don't want to mess with them at all, whatsoever. You see an angel, bow. Bow. They will freak you out. Will freak you out. Eli's two sons, Hophni and Phinehas, were there with the Ark of the Covenant of God. When the Ark, oh, okay, yeah. So it is the Israelites that let's see, I got light blue already. Let's do pink. So it is the Israel. Oh, I already got a pink one right there. I got a double marker set. My bad, peeps. All right. And I don't want to use brown. Okay, so the people sent men to Shiloh to bring back the Ark of the Covenant of the Lord armies, right? And we're gonna do this in red because this is huge. Let's see, who is enthroned between the cherubim? The angels. And then we have Eli's two sons. So Eli's two sons, Hophni and Phinehas, were there with the Ark of the Covenant of God. When the Ark of the Covenant of the Lord entered the camp, all the Israelites raised such a loud shout that the ground shook. So Israel was pumped. So Israel, let's see. Yeah, when the Ark of the Covenant of the Lord entered the camp, all the Israelites raised such a loud shout from the ground that it shook, right? Because they thought the Lord was going to save them. They thought they were going to get some victories. Let's see. The Philistines heard the sound of the sound of the war cry and asked, "What is this loud shout in the Hebrews' camp?" Ooh. What's this loud shout in the Hebrew camp? Just so I can remember their Hebrews. See, when the Philistines discovered that the Ark of the Lord had entered the camp, they panicked. If God has entered their camp, they said, "Woe to us, nothing like this has happened before. Woe to us. Who will rescue us from these magnificent gods? These are the gods that slaughtered the Egyptians with all of the plagues in the wilderness." Let's see. These are the gods that slaughtered the Egyptians in the wilderness. You don't mess with cherubim. Let's see. Show some courage, men, and be men, Philistines. Otherwise, okay, so the Philistines, yeah. Otherwise, you'll serve the Hebrews just as they served you. Now be men and fight. So the Philistines fought, and Israel was defeated. Okay, so yeah, so Israel was defeated. So the Philistines fought, and Israel was defeated. Let's see. And each man fled to his tent. The slaughter was severe. 30,000. Let's see. Of the Israelites, foot soldiers fell. Cool. The Ark of the Ark of God was captured. Let's do that in green. The Ark of God was captured. And then something in a bright color. Let's do blue. And Eli's two sons, Hophni and Phinehas. Right, poor dudes. I don't know. They didn't hear the prophecy, so I mean, poor dudes. I guess I don't know. They had it coming. So this is a great story, actually. Man, I love this little study session that I'm doing finally, because I'm starting to actually retain and remember a lot of stuff instead of just reading random stuff and then going on to the next. Highlighting helps a bunch. So what do we learn right here, right? There's a prophecy or a vision, right, of this coming to be. And then, you know what? So what happened, right? Israel went out to meet the Philistines in battle. They split between Ebenezer and then Aphek. So they were already split up. The Philistines lined up in formation. Let's see, and the battle intensified. Israel was defeated by the Philistines. So that battle stopped. Israel was defeated. Who struck down about 4,000 men on the battlefield. So we only have about 4,000 that went down. So Israel had 4,000 for the first loss. Then they returned to the camp, and then Israel decided to go bring the Ark of the Lord's Covenant from Shiloh. So they thought they were bringing God onto the battlefield and unleashing his, his might. So they went out, they got him. Now it is described that this Ark of the Covenant of the Lord of Armies, who is enthroned between two cherubim. Now those are angels, and angels are massive. They're very scary. You don't want to mess with them at all whatsoever, right? Now Eli's two sons, Hophni and Phinehas, were there with the Ark of the Covenant. So they brought it back. The Israelites raised a loud battle cry, pretty much, that the ground shook. Then the Philistines got a little bit scared. They panicked, and then they said, "These are the gods that's the Egyptians, right? With all kinds of plagues in the wilderness." So they had already heard of who these things were and what had happened. So they were freaked out. But they said, "Hey, you know what? Be men, fight. You know, there's no way out of this. We're not gonna run. Just be men." And so, the Philistines fought, and Israel was defeated. So, and then, and it wasn't just that. It said, the was severe, that 30,000 of the Israelites' foot soldiers fell. So Israel already lost 4,000, went back with their tails between their legs, got the covenant of the Ark of the Lord of Armies that is enshrined between two cherubim, brought it back. They thought they had total victory because they had that covenant, even though they didn't know they lost it, because of their doings with the women that guarded their tent. They were just right with everyone. It's like, dude, you can't do that, man. You can't do that. So this is a crazy story. I love this book. And then and then they came back. They said, fight if you're gonna fight, be men. And then the Philistines fought, and they won. Israel lost 30,000, and then the Ark was captured. So the Ark of the Covenant was taken by the Philistines. Israel lost it. And not only that, the prophecy came to an end. Eli's two sons, Hophni and Phinehas, they passed away, right? They left this world. And so, it's testimony to God's power. He giveth, he taketh. And so, it's awesome. It's awesome. Anyways, Eli's death and Ichabod's birth. Oh, interesting. So we're gonna leave it there for right now because I want to eat some dinner before it gets too late. But hopefully you guys had a wonderful day. That was a good story. And anyways, you guys, I don't know what else to say. I'm just hungry. This coffee's got me going. That was a really good story. Just kind of reflecting on it right now. And but yeah, either way, you guys have fun. Enjoy your weekend. Tomorrow is what? Friday? Yeah. So, get through the day. Enjoy your weekend. Have fun. And you guys stay sexy. Laters.